What does an interior designer, running club, and a clothing brand have in common? They use their skill to create camaraderie, inclusion, community, and through their talents, take people on a personal journey through their city, one project at a time. Believe me, this is one trip that you do not want to miss. In this passport destination, I'm going to give you an intimate tour of Washington, D.C. and Cape Town, South Africa, but through the eyes of some of the most interesting creatives that these cities have to offer. Don't bother to bring anything. Let's hop on this flight and let's see what these two capital cities have to offer.
Design is extremely important to DRC. When it comes to how we use design in DRC it's like simple but bold, and using a lot of the city elements. So we'll use the monument, the map, especially like the 3 stars, 2 bars. There's so much imagery that you can use in a lot of the stuff that we have with DRC that we take from DC. My background is in graphic design, and then my business that I run is District Running Collective, and I'm the co-founder, lead captain, and pretty much creative director of that as well. I think design and exercise complement each other in a lot of different ways. For me, in particular, it would be running as a way to decompress, a way to release a lot of like the stress that comes with being a designer. So when you exercise or when you run, you're able to just really free your thoughts. And it's a way to find inspiration as well, because we're always looking for different ways for what that next thing is. To me, when I'm running, I look at the character of a certain city, especially here in DC. So I use all that to help when I come to my approach with designing. District Running Collective, we call it DRC, started back in 2013. It was a time in my life where I was going through a few things. I was 26 years old. My metabolism started to slow down. I picked up running, and it was something that was different. It was DJs, it was artists, it was creatives. It was all these people that normally you wouldn't see in an athletic realm. But I saw this whole movement sparking, but it wasn't here in DC. Me and 3 of the other co-founders of DRC, we used my birthday as a way to test, the waters in DC. And I had a 5K at midnight on 8th Street. It was just one of those things, like it spread. And when it happened, we had like over 100 people that showed up. That was really what sparked what DRC was. We started a weekly run. And for me, it was like, I want to embrace this spirit of community that I've seen all over the world. And it picked up. People really gravitated towards it. So now we run races in the city. We do community service when we really try to impact folks here. It's literally, changed people's lives, and it's changed my life along the way as well. It's also important for my African American community. We have a lot of people in my community that are fighting, just genetic diseases in their family that trickle down, like, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. These things are the things that plague our community, and running is one way that it's an easy way to introduce yourself into a type of exercise. We have a motto, it's called Redefine Your Impossible Every Day. And that simply is just like taking what you feel that's something that you can't do and just redefining that. So I challenge like everybody that comes out and run with us to really, go beyond that threshold of what they think they can do.
I must say, if you're in DC, you have to join DRC in one of their weekly runs. I love how Matt has an eye for design and uses that with his DRC running community, while he encourages people to push beyond their boundaries, not just in running, but in life. Kiyonda not only has an eye for design, but she's using that to push the boundaries of interior design by creating transformative spaces and experiences through her work.
I like to say that my superpower is to be able to read people and see into the future. And in seeing into the future, it's basically being able to say, you know what, I know what that space is going to look like. I need you to trust the process, trust the vision, and know that the end result is going to be something that will surpass your imagination and your wildest dreams and anything that you could have ever hoped for. it's important for the spaces to be transformed physically, but also through the experience. Kiyonda Powell Design Studio was formed in 2018, and the mission is to create transformative spaces, but not just in the physical form. We also want to transform the experience in creating an environment that is interesting, also with thoughtful and detailed, tailored experiences within the space. There are many elements to design and in spaces that we all experience as humans, and so it's important to make sure we've hit on those marks, and those include, making sure that the space is comfortable. Do we have the right seating? Is it durable? Is it soft to the touch? Is the temperature right? Are the lights set to the right tone? Is the music just right? So these are things that we try to make sure are incorporated in any design to make sure that, everyone is comfortable and enjoying their environment. And so that's important for me to be able to tell the story and create these feel-good moments. So some of the projects that I've had an opportunity to work on, one of my favorites is definitely the Dream Village. It's a co-working space for creatives and creatives of color. But what was important for us at Dream Village was to make sure this was a more intimate setting, one where we encourage the communal work setting, and definitely made sure to have images and references of cultural things that were important to people of color in the space to make them feel comfortable. I also have a handful of residential projects that I get to enhance people's homes, and that's always fun when I'm invited in to do that. I love when my clients are trusting of me to create something for them that reflects their style and enhances how they live, how they work and entertain in their space. Being able to push it to just the next level to make sure that we've created a comfortable environment for them, and ultimately is just a respite or a place where they can retreat to and enjoy it for years to come. Variety is the spice of life, so I think it's very important for us to have representation across the board in interior design and any other industry as well. It's important for us to have these different perspectives and to be able to tell a story and to experience a story from other cultures, other facets of life. All of these things are super important for us to be able to have that image out there so that those coming behind us have that as something to look forward to and something to emulate and something to strive for and beyond.
Kiyonda has an eye for transforming spaces and making them unique and relatable to the viewer. As we travel to Cape Town, we meet a designer who took elements of his experience and cultural traditions to design clothes that represent his upbringing and tribe. The design patterns that he creates for these clothes are so interesting that you have to see him for yourself.
I specialize in knitwear design, which I established as a knitwear brand in 2011. I looked at how I could produce distinctive Xhosa-inspired men's knitwear. In my cultural background, I'm from the Xhosa community. Thousands of young Xhosa initiates who are men aged between 18 to 25 go for manhood circumcision. And so before they go for the ritual, they have to get rid of their old clothes and buy a whole new wardrobe. When I did the ritual, I felt that the clothes that were available on the market to purchase didn't actually bear enough resemblance that has the aesthetics of the Xhosa people. And so what I did was I did a research on traditional Xhosa beadwork. I use those motifs that I find from the beadwork, and then I translate them and modernize them in terms of aesthetic, because I wanted to come up with something that would appeal to young Xhosa initiates that are 18 to 25. It has been a fantastic journey. I would like to ultimately see it translating into a lifestyle brand that I can offer it into various other products.
All of these creative entrepreneurs have used their experience to uniquely create community and use some form of design to create an experience that helps people get an understanding of their city, but also their culture. So when you go to these cities, make sure to check them out so you can get that same experience for yourself. As this trip comes to a close, I look forward to seeing you on the next excursions around the world. This is Passport Destination.